it is Tag Tuesday! At least that's what I'm going to start calling it. And I have actually never done a tagged video, and technically I was not tagged for this tag that I'm about to do, but I have been tagged in the past to do different tags, and I failed to do them. I not purposely, but I was like all confused or something. But I do remember being tagged before for other tags, and I didn't do them. So I'm pretty sure this is officially my first tag video. And I think tags are fun and good because they're good ways to not only to get to know the vlogger a little bit more, but they're good ways to start conversations or discussions about something. And especially the one I'm about to do, it's kind of, it would be interesting to discuss some parts of it. And I mean, I'm not doing this tag necessarily to start a big conversation about it per se, but if it happens, then good, because I'm all for discussions. And and in a moment you will understand why I'm saying this. Let's just go ahead and tell you now. I am going to do the excuse me, the controversial parenting tag. And even though I am not technically a parent, actually I'm not a parent at all, but I thought it would be interesting to get the views from a non-parent on controversial parenting topics. So let's get them. Alright, and I got them in my live journal, the topics, so excuse the browser switching here, but cool. Okay. The first topic is, I'm going to try to do this as quickly as possible, even though I'm right now like wasting time saying this, but I'm going to really try to do this as quickly as possible. You know I can go on about anything. I'm going to try not to do that, so let's see how I do. First is pro-life versus pro-choice. I guess, what do I think of either, or what do I think of them? I think pro-life is a good idea because to me, the conception of the beginning of a new life is life. So that's what I think about that. Pro-choice, rather, other, or what? Oh, pro-choice is up to everyone as an individual. So that's my answer on that. Baby wearing. I was probably supposed to say which one I am, right? I don't think I really need to. But, and I'm not going to. So let's move on to the next. Baby wearing. I think baby wearing is a cool idea. I have done a little bit of looking into it. I obviously haven't done like extensive research, but I've looked into it in the past just out of curiosity, and I think it is good because I believe that, you know, to keep your infant near you at all times, literally, by like keeping them in a sling, even as you're like doing housework and things like that, is good because it's bonding. It creates a bond and it helps the baby feel secure, because that is extremely important in an infant's life. And I know that some people, I think, continue the baby wearing throughout toddlerhood, and I'm not sure about beyond. I mean, once a kid is like 5 years old, they're sort of out of that baby stage anyway, and they're starting to become more free thinkers and stuff. So I don't think you necessarily have to. Plus, a 5-year-old doesn't necessarily want to be attached to their parent anyway. So I think by then the bond would have been created like that. Anyone can bond with anyone at any time, but I know that there is a certain stronger bond that happens when a child is under 5. And I think that it makes more sense to be a baby wearer um, stop by the time the kid is 5. But while the baby is an actual baby, that's that's good. You know, I think I would totally do that. I would not ever put my baby down. At least that's what I say now. Um, circumcision. Again, I haven't had like reason to like really like do major research into it, but I do know that there are spiritual reasons for it and there are health reasons for it. Either or, you know, um, it if you want to do that, some people consider it to do circumcision or to have it done. They consider it um, altering, which it kind of is, but it's up. It's a very personal decision, and obviously, it's one that you're making for your kid. Um, I have to do more looking into that, but I, that's up to you. Whatever you want to do. If it has anything to do with, I know some men and even some women have said that pros and cons when it comes to later life, whether it had already been done or not. But when it comes to like, I guess cleanliness maybe for a child, yes, I think maybe that would be like an okay thing. I'm not saying that people that aren't circumcised or that dudes that aren't circumcised aren't clean. I'm just saying I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, adoption. Now this one I have done some looking into because I would love to one day after I'm, you know, living in La La Land, I would love to be able to adopt. But so it'd be important for me to find a guy that isn't against kids, but isn't necessarily aching or rushing to have any either. But I think adoption is an amazing gift to give. I would like to think we're all um, willing to take a child into our life if we were able to, um, you know, right situation, right, you know, money wise and home wise and stuff like that. I would like to think. I heard some people. Hopefully, it's not the older people that say this, but I've heard some people, younger people that were already married, so they're old enough to be married, say that they wouldn't want to adopt a baby because that baby might grow up to be ugly. Yeah, they said that, and that's horrible because there's no guarantee the kid you're gonna have, you know, is not going to be ugly. So give a child a home, a family if you're able to, and that goes all the way up to 18, sometimes beyond. But that'd be cool. I would love to be able to foster one day. Just have a home full of foster kids and foster animals and pets. breast milk versus formula. Oh, I skipped one. Well, okay. Breast milk versus formula. Breast milk. But because that's how the baby like gets all those major nutrients, right? Like as it's growing and maturing and becoming an adult. But wait, that's not what. No, there are some people that breastfeed well into 5, but no. I mean, I know that that's how a baby gets like the best nutrients. But I also know that baby formula has nutrients in it as well, and some women simply cannot breastfeed because of physical reasons and ailments and emotional reasons sometimes. So, and I also know of women, I don't know them personally, but I've heard of situations where, I remember there's one baby, um, his mom died during giving birth to him. And all these women, so, the dad was left alone to take care of him as a baby, and all these women that had recently had babies gathered around this man and his baby, and they were actually, instead of just like pumping and shipping and sending breast milk, they were taking turns breastfeeding this baby, so the baby can have that bond. He can get the nutrients and experience that bond with a variety of women. But hey, gives him something to talk about one day. Baby piercing. Baby piercing. Um, babies don't have a choice when the parents decide to get their ears pinched when they're a few weeks old. But I think it probably is best if you're gonna do that to do that when they're babies, as long as you're able to, keep up with it, with the upkeep, because it's hard. I've had my ears pierced right here. I've had my ears pierced a total of like 6 times, on different occasions in different areas, and it's hard because it ends up getting infected. So I mean, it depends on like your skin and stuff like that, but um, this one I've had for years and it's doing good. But that's just another thing that you have to be responsible for with an infant if you decide to pierce their ears. Spanking. How long is this? Not long enough. Spanking. Spanking. Smack your kid on the butt, but not out of rage. We obviously we get mad when our kid does something bad, or sometimes stupid. But that's not. I mean, that really the only time you should spank your kid is if it's in um on behalf of their uh well-being. If it's to like enforce um what they're not to do, obviously. But you know what I mean. You know what I mean. But unless you're the type that hauls off and slaps your kid just because. I mean, usually it's because the kid does something that irks you or gets you mad. That's not a good reason. It should be spanking should be used to reinforce um some to reinforce not to do something that can be harming that would be harming the child. If the child does something that the child I don't know. I guess there are reasons sometimes you spank your kid because your kid is just disrespectful. That's good. That's a good reason to spank your kid. But again, it's spanks. It's not beat, and it's not anywhere else in the body. That's not good. The butt. Spank on the butt. And even then, don't use a belt. If you do, you need to have child services called on you. Co-sleeping. I don't know. I know it's supposed to not be good to have a baby sleeping in the same bed as you because you can roll over on it and smother it. But when it comes to like a psychological thing, that might make it depends. It depends. Do you plan to always let the kids sleep with you forever? Because that's probably what the kid's going to want to do. Home versus public versus private versus charter schooling. Oh, I'm hearing something out there, so I'm like losing my. I'm sorry. I was homeschooled. I went to public school all the way up until 7th grade, and it was because of my mom worked weird hours. She worked from like 3 p.m. I was a latchkey kid. And going through 6th grade, especially like that, wasn't good. So I was homeschooled, and it was the best thing that ever happened to me. The best. But I was able to experience plenty of public school. Never did private necessarily, unless you consider homeschool, because it was through an actual home-based education program. I'm not really sure what charter school is. Vaccinations. My grandmother was against vaccinations. And so our parents, me and my cousins, are the siblings or the children of my grandmother, didn't give their kids vaccinations. And my brother and I had a lot of sicknesses growing up. We had measles, we had whooping cough. We were living in Kentucky at the time, but still, we had whooping cough. We had we were sick. We just got like whatever. I mean, we weren't like sick every day, but whatever was coming around, we got it because we weren't vaccinated. And thankfully, we turned out okay. But I say, get the scheduled shots. It will be in your child's best interest. I know that some of those shots are scary. Again, I haven't had to like deal with any of them personally because I don't have a kid, but I know some people are like freaked out the side effects and stuff, or the possible side effects of those vaccinations. But I say, if it's something that is totally recommended by your pediatrician, then do some research into it, but don't just, like, make a list of the pros and the cons. You will probably find that the pros far outweigh the cons when it comes to protecting your baby. Medicating children, like ADHD type of thing, if they need it, I guess give it to them. I know there's a huge debate with that too, but some people say the medication doesn't do any good. Medication makes the kid worse, or they don't want to drug their kids. But again, pros, cons, pros, cons. I don't know, but I think if it can help, and there really is no reason. I mean, if it does it help? Does it help other children that has ADD and other things like that, and they're fine? Then I say it's probably better to help the kid along by, giving them the proper medication. Cloth versus disposable diapers. Ew, diapers. Cloth probably cost less to deal with cloth, and it might be better for the environment to deal with cloth. Can disposable diapers be recycled or something? I don't know, but disposable diapers sure seem more convenient. And they're cute. They're cute. They come with like little different designs, and they probably glow in the dark. I don't know that. I don't know, but so I mean, there's pros and cons to both those two. But I would probably try cloth, and then eventually switch over to disposable. CIO method. I don't know what that is, so I will Google that and learn something new. But in the meantime, but I did so good not coughing. That's why I got cough now. Held it in too long. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. And let me know what your thoughts are, if you so please. And this was fun. In 20 minutes. Wow. Okay, bye.